Well, we are already live again. It's like every week it works a little different than the week before. Hello, everyone. This is Toni Weel, and we have Sarah from Virtuous Unicorns with us, and we are at episode 32. And I thought I had added Sarah, and now I have Sarah here twice. Well, that's good. I like her in stereo. If I can hear her.
I'm here.
Okay, you here twice. How do you like that?
What was that? I'm sorry.
Okay, one Sarah left.
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me?
No, not really that great, but I can hear you.
I had to hurry and run back out to my car because I didn't have my adapter for my headphones. So I'm like, great, what am I gonna do now?
Okay, but now it's working. We can hear you, and
Great.
We are live. So hi, Grant, and hi, Katie.
Hi, everyone.
Well, tell me, where are you, Sarah? You are in a park?
We took a last-minute trip, literally just up and left last night to come up to Michigan, to come to a little park up here and just try to have some last-minute summer fun. So, yeah, and it's a beautiful day here. It's like 74 degrees or something.
Oh my gosh, it's still here in the 90s every day.
I know, I even have my hair down and I'm walking around, but everybody up here seems to be like they're sweating, but I'm like totally fine. I keep telling everybody it's the fruit. No kidding. It probably is, but yeah, it's very nice here. Yeah.
Very good.
Yes.
Okay, well, Grant can hear us. I assume that sound is good. I can hear you well. Is there anything in specific that you would like to talk about, Sarah? I've never asked you that before because I always stop my rambling.
Yeah, actually there was. Let me make sure my YouTube's turned down quick before I go because I want to see the chat as well. All right, let me make sure. Okay, I can see the chat now. Good. I always kind of wanted to know because I do watch like some TikTok stuff and whatnot, and I always see the same people over and over again, talking about they need the vegan proteins, they need to make sure they hit all their minerals, all their macros, and things like that. And I always feel like as soon as I tell them, oh, protein's a myth, or you actually really don't need all that stuff or anything like that, I feel like I wish I had a different way of really just trying to like capture their attention, I guess you could say, or something like that. So I always wanted to kind of like figure out a way to, would be something easy to lead into to try to get people to engage more instead of just ignore.
Yeah, that is rather difficult because sometimes I hear people saying things and then I'm like, oh my gosh, what is my way in here? But when you look at it at the TikTok videos, you have strangers there. They are on a certain path, and now it's like, okay, what do you do? What do you say? People will keep fighting you with that. I found that, and it's like I feel kind of sad that at some point it's like I just have to give up. I mean, they cannot see, and they will not see it. And how can we open up their minds?
Exactly.
I have an example. My sister, she is always called my little sister because she was little, well, let me say less tall than I am. She was my little sister and younger. She is at the end of her life. She has cancer all over, and she knows about what I'm doing. And very smart woman, enjoying life, very adventurous, but not on this path. She is getting to reach getting a few more weeks or maybe even months in her life. She's undergoing radiation. And we know what it does to the body. But it really does not matter. But I would say it's not happening. There is no connection with that. And it is like, are we approaching it the wrong way? Is this just their path that they have to be on? On the other hand, I do feel that we're teachers. We have to share this with people. But there was always this saying that is so very true. The teacher appears when the student is ready. So what happens when the student is not ready? They don't have an open mind. It's like you can talk to a wall. It's not getting through.
Yep. And I guess we have to keep in mind too, especially like if we're making comments on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, or even wherever, even just doing this right now, we may not be touching that person we're directly speaking to, but there may be someone else that's reading it too or hearing.
Yeah, it's just like having a short thing that it would be like a postcard with a saying, or get somebody's interest. Maybe we need to create something that we can post there. I mean, it can be, for you have website access, that you create something small that would pique their interest, not a long thing, but, a small thing. And it is not easy. I mean, there will be, if you look at 100, articles about meat and why we, I think there is more information about why we should eat meat than why we should not eat meat. And it doesn't matter what you tell people. It doesn't really matter. If they want to eat meat, they find their justification to eat that meat. And if it is like, well, we need the protein, you're not going to convince them otherwise. Even the people that there was this doctor, and I thought it was very interesting when I heard him the first time saying, and I was impressed. This was way before I knew about being a fruitarian. And he said that animal protein is just recycled plant protein. So why not eat the plants and leave the animals alone?
Exactly. The same thing with B12. You're eating the animal that ate the B12 to get the B12.
Yeah. But then we get to someone like John Stearns, a very smart guy, knows everything about being a fruitarian, been there, done that. And he is now completely convinced that he needs to have to eat slaughtered lambs to be healthy. I mean, it's beyond me. But he says he feels better. Other people say, well, we'll talk to you in a year and see how things go.
Oh, man.
This is difficult. This is difficult for people. I mean, we can come with all the reasoning, tons of reasoning why we should not eat animal proteins or meat. But for someone who wants to eat it, it doesn't matter. They will find reasons. People will do what people do. You're right, Grant. That is exactly what it is. And I even, Dr. Moore, fans of Dr. Moore, I think the largest Dr. Moore's group on Facebook, more than 40,000 people, of which actually, and that surprised me, are 20,000 are active in the group. So that's a lot of people. And I even see it there. You would think about Dr. Moore's, and about what meat is doing to your body and how acidic it is, and still they give advice in the group and they advise people to eat meat. It's well, we can think about it. What would be a good can we actually, there is this guy, he is a lot on the internet and even in on news shows. He is a vegan and he is constantly going in a debate with meat eaters, let's say it that way. And he comes with all the facts in what is, for him, it's more being an ethical vegan, not as much about health as more as what is happening in that industry. And even he has trouble, convincing people. And what do you think would be better? Convince people the reason for their health they shouldn't eat it, or for ethical reasons?
Mm-hmm.
I think for me, the ethical reasons would even be more important than the health reasons.
Yes, me too. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I originally started this journey in the first place, was because I love the animals. I don't love to eat them. I love them. And yeah, so definitely that.
I see Grant asked a question about the front tooth. I have to find my chart. No, it doesn't matter that your kidney won't filter. It just means that if you have seen the chart and it is related to the kidneys, it just means that you have to work on that. Let me see. It's yeah, you're right. It is kidney and bladder. I forgot. Yeah, you just you have to work on it. I lost the one where it's with the gallbladder, and I know my kidneys are bad, but I still have my front teeth, top and bottom. But
Well,
yeah,
I was gonna say that one Dr. Morse that you sent me recently, I don't know if it was episode like 303. I'll have to look it up, but he talks about all that lymph stagnation in your face too, which can cause a lot of issues with your teeth as well. So not
yeah,
only
but
could it be your kidney, but you probably got some more stuff going on too in order
yeah,
for your teeth to fall
yeah.
out.
But think about this. Why do you have lymph stagnation? You have
Kidneys
that
not
because
filtering.
your kidneys are not filtering.
It all
So
starts at the bottom, literally.
yeah, and even if your kidneys are not in a great shape, it is something I have to work on every day. If I eat junk food, then my kidneys will let me know right away. It's how the chemistry in your body works with that. It keeps amazing me. But it is keep working on it, leave out all the fats, leave out all the proteins, and even the plant proteins. Don't even go there. And I think I told you once, when I was, I'd stopped eating meat and I was like, yeah, I need my proteins. Was before I knew better. Yeah, I was there. I think I still have this 1 gallon jar way back in my cupboards with pea protein.
Oh my. I never did the pea protein though. I always looked into it and I thought, okay, I'm going to get some pea protein, but I never did. Never did. It's so weird. Like my whole life, I've been such a picky eater. Like I've always just stuck to certain things. And I'm still not an adventurous eater, but maybe it was my body all along knowing that we're not supposed to be adventurous. Just
Yeah,
stick to the simple.
yeah,
Oh my.
yeah. I see, Grant, your 79-year-old mom, and yeah, if she wants nothing to do with it, I absolutely can understand that. And I have been thinking about that, My mother said it too when we told her, like, okay, she had to stop smoking. So eventually she stopped smoking. She smoked her whole life. I think she stopped smoking when she was in her 70s or 80s. She finally, yeah, it was probably early 80s. I don't recall. But then it was like, well, you better stop drinking coffee. And she was like, well, if you start taking away all the things that I like, what quality of life do I have? And I'm like, well, if you get it at that point, it is like we just have to let it go. I mean, if somebody does not want it, there's nothing that we can do. We can just, support them. You can shake your head when you see what kind of junk they put in their body. And it was with my sister. I think she had cancer now. Oh, what is it, a year? And it's everywhere now. And it's like, then she talks about her espresso in the morning, and I'm like, oh my gosh. But it's at this point, it's like, okay, let it be. And she doesn't want to know anything about it anyway. But it is not easy when we see the people that we love and we know something, and it is completely disregarded as total nonsense, even though it's like what Dr. Morse said. He has thousands and thousands and thousands of cases and filed away with positive results, healing reviews, and he cannot put them on the internet because it's not allowed.
Yeah.
But for everyone who wanted to see how healing it can be, it's like and we know it. We know how the changes are, but with the food that what we do. We have a little kitty who is upset because I haven't given her the little extra meat. She's like,
you spoiled little kitties.
Yeah, I have an office kitty again, and she's a loudmouth.
Oh, I love little vocal kitties. Katie had a question earlier on, or I don't know if it's a question. She was maybe just making a statement that she doesn't weigh. Our bodies will adjust to the weight we are supposed to be. Same with the minerals. Yeah, definitely. I do not weigh myself at all. I go by how I feel and how my clothes look, and that's really it.
That's very true, and it's there are people who start this journey only to lose weight, and sometimes I feel that is not the right reason to do it. It's not, if you have this like, I want to be healthy and feel good, but do it specifically because you need to lose weight, then you have the stress of oh my gosh, I didn't lose, and or people who do want to lose weight or don't want to lose weight and they lost weight again. And we already know how society is. They won't tell you, oh my gosh, you're fat, you need to lose weight. No, but when you're skinny, they will tell you, oh, you're so skinny, you do need to eat more. So it's to be able to distance yourself from that. It's not easy, but you're right, it's not important. It's your body will do what it needs to do as long as you put the right foods in your body. Because I can tell you, if I eat fats, I gain weight so fast. So that only tells me, I'm not healed yet. And then it's a long journey, but it's okay, because we all know there's no way back. You cannot go to what you were doing, to what gave you all the symptoms and all the problems. I mean, I had weight issues since I see pictures of myself where I was 7, 8 years old. I was on the chubby side and tall. So now I know it's a pituitary thing. But back then we didn't know that, I had the growing pains, and it's like, oh yes, he grows too fast. My God, I was, what is it? Probably 10 inches taller than the rest of the class.
Wow. Yep.
It's a good thing I stopped growing when I was 12.
Everybody to catch up on that.
Yeah. So it's, if you're skinny, they say you're on crack.
Right. They do. They make fun of, but it's like, I'm definitely not a runner, but like, I'm pretty fast. And it's such a joke too, because my husband's like secretly fit. Like you can see that he is, but you would never guess. He's like that secret military fit, I guess. You just don't realize it, but he's very, like, he can run. Like, I think I even said too, like he just ran, I don't know, it was like a couple miles with my son one time. He was on his bicycle and my husband just running next to him. And to my knowledge, he hadn't ran in years. So like he can kind of like do stuff like that, but I'm faster than him at like the takeoff, but he can totally like overcome me like with no problems. But so I always say too, like I'm sneaky quick and people don't realize that, but yeah, I always just rate my health by of how much workload I can do. And like we mow grass at our house, our neighbor's house, the cat house, my mom's house, and we do all that like in one day. And then we'll still go and like swim with our son and go and just do all kinds of stuff with him. And then when people really realize what we're eating, like I've had orange juice today and a salad, or I've had orange juice and grapes or cherries and, stuff like that. And people just, they can't fathom it either. And yeah, I'm tired, I'm sweating. And at the end of the night, that's another joke we have is people wish they could fall asleep as quick as I do. Like I hit the pillow and I'm out. Like I'm completely done. There are certain times of the month that when I do have trouble falling asleep, but usually I'm just completely out of it. And so that's how I kind of gauge my health. And of course, like really listening to my body and paying attention to my menstrual cycle and how different parts of my body feel throughout the month. I still have worry. Like I have worry times of the month, I think, or I've said. And so I think that goes with my cycle as well too. But that's how I gauge my overall health too, is I just, what can I survive on and how do I feel? How do I sleep? What are my thoughts about? Just different things like that too.
Balance.
Yeah, balance. The other part of her question about though too is our body makes our own minerals. Is that correct? Like we
Well,
don't
we
need
can we
outside.
can create the body creates it out whatever you put in the body.
Hmm.
So that is why you can survive 6, 7 months or longer on mangoes or oranges only.
Right.
So, but that means you have to have a clean guts. Your GI tract has to be cleaned out. Then when we go there, you get to the point where you get to, we've been talking about this a few times about being a fruitarian. I mean, if they eat that little, where do they get the minerals and the proteins and whatever from? So we know what the body can do. And if you look at this guy, what is his name? Something Manley. I forgot his
Mm-hmm.
name. And he's very well known, and his body looks amazing. But
Mm-hmm.
he really went to a very, very strict detox to get to that point. So we need to get all the junk out, so that it's not like okay, I eat junk food, and my body will make whatever it needs. It doesn't work that way.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't.
There was one other. There was Katie asked a question, and I was just posted about that too. She asked a question about, I guess, her family referencing the Bible, and I get that a lot as well too. Like where the Bible references meat and um, wine and things like that too, and of course bread, as we all know. But that's one of the main things I get all the time, and I never feel that I have enough gnosis to really get into those debates with people. I know enough, but I did learn some more last night. I was listening to Charlie's Bible Decode episode 5, where he's going through Matthew 11 and 12. In the beginning of Matthew 12, he says, in the Bible, they talk about where the disciples went and they were eating corn. And it would have been on the Sabbath day. So it was Saturn day. And Jesus would have been in heavy meditation at that time, I believe is what it is. And so Jesus would have been tapping into the manna of God, which is the pure thought from God, is what manna is. It's not bread. And when the disciples were taking corn, they were feeding of Jesus's, I think, chrism oil that's coming from the pineal gland. And that's why the representation of the corn is. It's the golden corn. And the only way to get the manna from God is to be eating of the corn that Jesus is giving. So it's the chrism oil that's coming from Jesus's pineal gland. So they're not even talking about that they were truly eating corn in the Bible either. Everything is just an allegory and has links to everything else that we're not really seeing. And that's why most people do. I would say, do you think that they're understanding because they're underneath it? They don't really know. So not too many people understand the Bible. And so this was the Bible Decode episode 5. It was about an hour and 20 minutes in as well, too, if you wanted to go back and reference that and listen to that.
The people will translate it in a way that it fits them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. They'll justify any way to keep eating.
Absolutely.
That too.
And that is so weird. Isn't it?
Well,
That
we're
is
addicted.
so
We are physically addicted to it, emotionally, and we've been brainwashed into it as well too. And plus it is, what's it called when it's like everybody's doing it? I don't know, like, come on, you can do it. It's peer pressure. You're peer pressured into eating as well too. So you're really getting hit from all angles in it as well. The other thing I wanted to tap on is when you were talking about the protein, do you think that plant protein is even harder for us to digest than the animal protein due to it being cellulose?
The protein is in the vegetables, and that is beans and mostly beans.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to digest.
Mm-hmm.
I put a link up where I put all the videos from the Bible decoding.
Good, because they are hard to locate on Rumble.
Yeah, but they are on Free Sense TV, and I have them here all together. I still miss a few episodes, and Charlie was going to send them to me.
I can probably send them to you because I downloaded them all as well, but they're just harder to watch on my computer. I can't tap back if I miss a part very easily.
Yeah.
So,
well, look at the ones that I have, and then send me the ones that are missing, so absolutely. I can upload them there. So we have them together.
It's definitely a slow go getting through them because there's just so much gnosis in them that I feel like I just want to, like, I'm the disciples just eating the corn.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I came across a short article from Dr. Morse, and it was the mind and emotions and their effect upon cells. And that is ego and soul. And Dr. Morse also calls the ego the head voice and the soul the heart voice. And he says, move from your head to your heart. Everything that he considers ego is the me, anger, blame, coldness, stuck, pride, jealousy, resentment, doing, hostility, egoism. There are a few words that I cannot read because they are printed in yellow. Past, future orientated, complaint, power, chaos, self-importance, intolerance, war, separation. Now for the soul, what he calls the heart voice is we, love, humble, friendliness, sympathy, co-happiness, unity, simplicity, forgiveness, and again, acceptance, peace, gratefulness, being free, tolerance, understanding, altruism, and again, a few words that I cannot read because they are, spiritualism, simplicity. And he says that up to this point, where we've been discussing the impact and effect to the various foods and toxins that you consume have upon your body, let's examine the more subtle ways that affect you and your body, which can also create disease. Now, the interesting thing is that you know quite a bit about natural hygiene, can we call it concept, diet, way of living. It's about, 150 years old. they say there is no connection to what you think and how you feel and you know how you are. There's a it doesn't matter. And I that is the one thing there that I absolutely disagree with, because I know we can make ourselves sick, and it happens way too often.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a 3-page, well, actually, yeah, I made it into 3 pages. And if somebody is interested in it, I would love to get it to you. Because he has some, yeah, well, I can read it too, although I don't really like to read the stuff. Shall I read it? What do you think?
Sure.
The 2 most powerful tools, I have to get this kitty out here. The 2 most powerful tools that you use to create your experience here in the physical world is your mind and your emotions. Your physical body is just a clay shell that carries your awareness around. You would not be able to create the events in your life if it were not for the thought processes which allow you to imagine the sequence of events you wish to experience. Without the emotions, however, there would be no desire to create. As the mind takes images of the past and presents and puts them together to create the future, it's the emotions that drive you to manifest these images. The stronger your feelings are towards an experience, the more you're going to experience the experience, no matter what it is. Adding to these twin aspects of creating is your ego, which is your sense of individuality. Add all these together and you have the drama or play of life. The mind and emotions can work for us in a positive manner or against us, controlling and enslaving us. Use your mind and emotions to enhance and revitalize you. Remember, the mind works from images. What your image becomes your reality on one level or another. Turn this process to your benefit. Imagine yourself healthy and vital. This is where your emotions can come in. Get excited about a new life full of vitality and vibrancy. Let your emotions be the drive to your success. Read and surround yourself with books and information on raw foods and detoxification. It is vital that we, as souls, understand our bodies, for they are our vehicles and our tools that we use on our journey through creation. You must learn how to properly use them for your highest good. What you create mentally and emotionally becomes your experience. True health and vitality is experienced when we have these mental and emotional bodies in balance. Each of these bodies impacts upon one another. Your emotions, especially the negative ones like anger, hate, jealousy, and the like, can make your physical body sick and full of disease. These emotions are stored in the liver and the kidneys. They block proper pancreatic function, digestion, and other glandular functions as well. Emotions can even shut down our mind, affecting our ability to comprehend, think, and make rational decisions. They especially can close off the heart centers. Once the heart center is closed, your ability to get healthy drastically decreases to the point of death. Among the cancer clients whom I could not help were those who had the heart center closed for one reason or another and could not reopen it. In some people, this is a complex issue, deeply seated within them. However, one must let all things from the past go and enjoy every moment what it is. Love, happiness, joy, health, and mental control all keep the heart open. Unhappiness, depression, despair, anger, jealousy, rage, envy, and the like shut down or keep our heart center closed. The mind must also be kept in control. They say the mind is a great servant, but it is a lousy, even devastating master. The thinking process keeps us from enjoying the present moment, the eternal now, as it is called. Remember when you were a child and the present moment seemed to last forever. Those days were long and filled with play and excitement, only to be lost at the hands of thought and desire. The way we teach in our school system promotes competition and limits of free thinking, just as the materialistic world of possessions limit of freedom and happiness. This greatly reduces our overall awareness and our ability to experience God in the moment. God, of course, is the source of true vitality, happiness, and bliss. By detoxifying your physical body, you can start a chain of events that will allow you to clean and bring under control your emotional and mental processes. You can help this process by allowing old thought patterns and emotions that can surface during detoxification to finally be released and forgotten. There are several ways to do this. First, begin to watch your thoughts, step away from them, and become the observer. Become detached about the outcome of things and other people's opinions and emotions. Let go. Give it all over to spirit, God, the wind, whatever you believe in. Let go of all your negative emotions and mental change. This allows the greatest healing power to flow through you and your bodies, bringing a vibrancy and awareness that is indescribable and not experienced by many. Enjoy life moment by moment. Allow yourself the freedom to expand and experience. Break out of the old conditioned states of thinking and feeling. Become vibrant and healthy and do it now. It is important to note that when your glandular system is out of balance, so are you. This is especially true of the triads, the pituitary, thyroid, and adrenal glands. When a parathyroid is hypo, underactive, your calcium utilization drops. This can bring on all types of states of depression from mild to chronic. When your adrenal glands become hypo, underactive, anxieties can overwhelm you. Again, from very mild shyness and introvertism, your apprehension to chronic worry and anxieties to acute anxiety attacks to paralyzing fear and reclusiveness, bipolar, schizophrenia, etc., are all manifestations of the above as they affect your calcium, serotonin, neurotransmitters, and the like. This is why the health of your physical body is so important to your mental and emotional bodies. They are all interconnected to the point that you experience all three as one expression. Learn the secrets that lead to the health and vitality of your physical body, emotions, and mind. Take charge of these tools and bodies. They are your instrument of expression while you are in this world. Detox and clean your body. Let all your emotions be carried away or replaced with love. Go beyond your mind into the world of the now. Be you, not your mind. Only use thought to create what you need, not what you want. A healthy physical body is a clean and alkaline body. A healthy emotional body is the experience of love. A healthy mind is a controlled and observant tool. And that was written by Dr. Morse many years ago. And I think that is quite an amazing article because he touches on so many things. And that, the being in the now is so important, and the reason why some people just do not heal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I was I'm typing something in there now too. It even says all that in the Bible too, Matthew 11:12. All I was going to type it, but all things are delivered unto me of my Father, and no man knoweth the Son but thy Father, neither knoweth any man the Father save the Son. So as long as God is the only one that knows of you, nothing, you don't have to worry about what other people say or the thoughts, or you can just be that observer and keep yourself clean and healthy. And it's like you're fasting of thought of the outside world, and you're also fasting of the foods. You're only taking the foods we're supposed to be have within us. And by doing all that, it can bring the clarity that you need.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It is. And
Yep.
I'm happy that you can link these things to the Bible, because I have not read the Bible. It's all very new to me, you know, being raised as a Catholic, and even as a young child, not liking it and getting away from it, knowing that, but there is something there. It opened my mind in understanding when Charlie was explaining it.
Mm-hmm.
So now I haven't gone. I did buy my first Bible, by the way.
I did too.
Yeah, and it is it's a beautiful one. It's a very it's an old copy, and I found it, I think, on eBay. I'm not sure. And it comes in like a little case. But yeah, one of these days I'm going to take the time and go to with Charlie's decoding videos and go through things, because it is so interesting. But till then, we have you to further explain things.
Yeah, I wish I was anywhere even a fraction of that good, but I don't know. I was always one of those people too of, why should I give credit to God when it's me that's doing it? I'm the one that thought of this. I'm the one that did this. It was very, very selfish. That's how I used to be. And it wasn't until 2020. It was like that whole pandemic gave me the time to fast of the outside world, so I could go within and have the clarity I needed. And I was ready. And that's why the teacher appeared. And that was Charlie. And once the Bible decode started, it was just like, I'm also one of them people that when I learn something new, I can feel it. I know that's really weird. But it's almost like I feel something grow in my brain. And so it was just like little lights just kept firing and opening as I was learning this stuff. And I really like that. But, you know, when I would read the Bible, it was just, I sounded like I was reading gibberish. And then it wasn't until Charlie read it to us that the words actually came alive. And, you know, they are just dead words on the page. You have to bring them to life by living them. So I'm definitely still trying to find the time to get in there and really listen to them. But it is so important, our food and our bodies and everything. So it really does all come together.
It does. And I think it is amazing that the effect of the food in our thought processes, even, you know, it all affects our mental state, where, you know, normally people would say, oh, like schizophrenia and bipolar, there's nothing that you can do about it. And it's like, no, that's not true. There is in the fans group, there was a big discussion about somebody who had given this child the vaccine, and now wonders how can they detox from it. So you got a lot of nasty and unpleasant responses, actually. But then people are like, no, you cannot detox from it because it changes your DNA. And I'm like, the body can do everything.
Yeah, stem cells.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, we survive. What do you think when you junk food? I mean, grab any cookies, whatever, things in a can or sauces, and look at the at the ingredients. I mean, there is 90% of it you cannot even pronounce. It's all poison, and we put that in our body, and we're still alive. You know, so it is, the body dealt with it. Yeah, eventually we get sick, but I do believe when we put the right foods in, the body can heal. It even, and it's the only thing that you can do. I'm not happy when I see people coming with all kinds of ideas that are floating around the internet, how they can from pine needles to whatever it is. It's a whole bunch of stuff. And it's like, no, if you keep on your junk food and you put added that into your body, you're not going to heal. You're not getting anywhere.
Mm-mm.
You only can heal by eliminating the junk from your body. That is the key. That is the very first key that you have to be aware of and work with.
Yep. Is keep your body lubed up and with your fruits and your juices and your water, and so that way it can work properly. And don't be doing heavy exercises or rebounding or anything until your kidneys are filtering. That's your number one. You have to start with that. Get them going. I mean, even if you are eating your fruits and you're doing all that stuff too, but you're not also working on your kidneys, where's all this stuff going to go to? Where's it going to filter out when your kidneys can't filter anything and they're just going to get jammed up? Another question I had too is, how there's lymphatic massage? Can you also do like kidney massage?
I don't know. I mean, you can do the castor oil packs on your kidneys, but you even have to be careful with that, because I've heard of people that they got more pain afterwards. So it's always go with, how you feel. Would you be able to do light massages on your back? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I know, no, I have, and actually my husband had that worse, two really, really sore spots on the lower back. And it's exactly where the kidneys are. With him, you cannot even touch it. It hurts so bad. And I think it got better. Now we are on mostly raw and very high fruit. And so I feel that, we keep going and we can just heal and not worry about things and enjoy what we're doing. Yesterday, I cleaned and they were not organic cherries. They were delicious. And so I got over this idea of like, well, if it's not organic, then I'm not eating it. I'm like, well, I can wash it. I can wash off whatever junk is on there. And you have to wash it very well and then let them soak in a handful of baking soda. And they feel really slippery when I, wash them all off. But then I put them in clean, actually distilled water. And I mean, they are as clean as they get. And as is even possible. They are absolutely, totally delicious.
I've been eating cherries like crazy this summer.
Yeah, but you have like a cherry tree, or you buy them?
No, I buy them. So
okay.
I wish since I am in Michigan, I am going to look, because Michigan's known for their cherries too. But the other thing too is I have a giant, I think it's a half-gallon mason jar, so 64 ounces. And what I did is I put like a cloth in the bottom, like a napkin kind of cloth. And then I put all of my cherries in there. Well, not all of them, the ones that I left over. And then I put another cloth on top, just like kind of is pretty thin. So it's almost like a paper towel like. And then they lasted for over 2.5 weeks in the refrigerator. And usually they don't last that long for me. And so I guess it was absorbing just enough, but they lasted very long. I bought a lot of cherries when I did, because they actually went on sale, because cherries are very expensive. I get the really dark red cherries, and I love them.
Yeah. I don't even dare looking at how much they cost, because then I might change my mind. I don't look at it. I buy whatever I need to buy.
It was like $18 for a little bag, and
that has not happened here.
I about choked when I was like, well, I need them. But people will pay $8 for a cup of coffee nowadays. So whatever. I'm like, give me my cherries.
yeah, and that is actually normal too. It's like, if things are good for you, then go for it. And besides, we eat less. I mean, look at the prices of meat and all the canned or packaged stuff. I mean, the pizzas. It's crazy, absolutely crazy, crazy prices. Now, Katie had a question about, she said, I've lost quite a few people in the last 6 weeks. I'm wondering I am wondering, how do we bury them?
I'm very sorry to hear that, Katie.
Catholics, it goes into the ground. They were always, what do they say? Ashes.
Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Yeah, yeah. And it's like we will be part of the soil again, and giving life. Maybe that is isn't that an interesting thing? I had a lot of kitties, and a lot of kitties died. You know, they were old, they were too sick, they died, and we buried them around the house. And we have the most beautiful plants growing above it.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you know, they give it like a fertilizer, and if we don't want to think about our bodies that way, because in a way we've treasured our bodies, you know, we're dealing with it day in day out, like it or not. And then it's like, and I have been thinking about that, you know, if I die, do I want to be buried, or do I want to be burned? What would be the way? And I don't think it really matters. And do you remember if you ever heard Charlie talk about that?
No, I actually have not.
We have to ask him what he would say. And nowadays cremation is even, you see that even more than burials.
Yep.
I
Which I hear that's not the greatest on the environment. They do have some. There's this new one. I don't know if it's how new it is, but they put you in soil and then you are sealed in a box. And then after a certain amount of time, they will open the box up and then you can put it in a tree. You can just put it in the ground or whatever. And that's supposed to be the quote green way of doing it. My family has been instructed to build a big bonfire and burn me on top of that, such as in oh, I can't think. The Mist of Avalon, how they did that. My mom's like, I will go to jail. I'm like, you're going to be old. It won't matter anyway. Yeah, they think I'm crazy. I said, okay, well, then give me a Viking burial then. Just do not put me in a coffin and do not put me in a crematory thing either. Or just let me lay outside. Let the animals have me.
Yeah. Well, a friend of mine, he had lost his wife, and he came over here, and his wife had before she died, she had wanted to go to Florida to certain areas, and she never made it. And he was while he was traveling, he always carried her ashes with him. Mm-hmm. And he was just every spot that he knew that she would have loved, that is where he left some of her ashes.
Oh, that's sweet.
And I think that, you know, that is helping him. And I don't know what it would do for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is something that I haven't figured out for myself. You know, once I'm dead, it doesn't really matter anymore. But I think my husband would be for cremation.
Yeah,
that would be the
family goes.
Yeah, that would be the easiest.
Yep.
I see that Katie also asked, will only eating fruit and juicing heal all of our bodies, or do I need to be doing these supplement things? Well, it depends on what you mean with the supplement things. Supplementing means adding things to food. And what is it that you supplement with? It is the minerals. It is the vitamins that are in your fruit. Is it, vitamin C, the K2, B, D3, B12, the whole alphabet. And I've learned it is isolated chemistry. It's not the whole food anymore. So how can it even work on our body? The body doesn't even recognize it as being food. It's interesting that the body does recognize food, but so many things that we put in our body is not food. And I have mentioned it before. I've been like the queen of supplements. Everything that you could think I had, because I was trying to heal, and I was, following what was advised to me. And these were naturopath doctors, because I haven't been to, never been into pharmaceuticals, so I never take any of that. But all kinds of other stuff that I was told I should take, yeah, I did it, including a lot of herbal stuff, barely knowing what it is, what it really is for, and how it works on the body. And no, it's I do believe in the formulas that Dr. Morse has, because he says in nature an herb does not recognize it's not related to your disease, because diseases are man-made. It's not what we have certain tissues, so yeah, the herbs can work on strengthening, helping to strengthen your tissues. But there is nothing like if somebody says, oh, what can I take for anxiety, or what do I take for a cough, or etc. There, it's like change your diet.
Mm-hmm. And people got to realize too, our process is not a quick fix. So if you have a headache, you're just going to suffer through that headache right now. I mean, we can say stuff like do the hot and cold compresses, try to rest, drink your water, drink some juice, but why are you getting the headaches? It's going to take a little bit longer to get to the root cause of why your headaches are there than just have a Tylenol and it'll go away.
Yeah, it goes away because of the glass of water you drank.
Exactly. So it's why there is no quick fix in this journey. It is, we have been sick for so long that it is going to take a while for it to happen. And unfortunately, some of us might not even make it in this life. I mean, we might, transition over like a lot of us already have. I shouldn't say us, but others have. But what other choice do we have? We now know better, so now we have to do better. And there's no choice to go back. I mean, what are you going to do? Are you going to go back and start killing the lamb and eating the lamb? I mean, we are the lambs. We're the lambs of God. And that's like the most purest thing there is. So what choice do you really have? You just got to pull up your bootstraps and just continue on this journey. Said, better. You've listened to us. You've listened to Charlie, most of you. And so now you do know better. So you're committed to having to do better.
Okay, I see, Katie, what you meant with supplementing with other things, the brushing and massaging. Yeah, you can once your kidneys start filtering, even though it's a little, you can help it along with dry brushing, with lymph massaging, but don't do that with somebody who is not experienced, because there is specific training for lymph massage, and not every person can do it. But there are little things that you can do yourself, when you have, painful lymph nodes, you can do a careful soft massage on that. And I would do that. The dry brushing, I haven't done it. I do have on my channel, you have to go through the Dr. Morse videos. There is one that is about the correct way of dry brushing. And I've heard from some people who got very, very sick doing lymph massaging. And that is because they did not know about the kidneys, and they were not on the right, not eating the right foods. And so then lymph massaging can mess up things pretty bad. So you have to be careful with that. So it's always, keep it simple, get your kidneys to filter, don't worry too much, be happy, do the fun things in life, enjoy. And did I tell you last week about, I have seen now a monarch butterfly several times in my yard, and that is unique. I haven't seen them in years.
That's so awesome.
So that is, and I do have a kind of a big plant mess. I have a jungle. It's mostly potted, and I have a jungle. They're
coming to visit your jungle.
Yeah, you got to do that someday. I have my new retreat room where people could actually stay here for a few weeks and do their detox. That is pretty much ready.
Awesome.
We're renovating the rest of the house so that whatever we put in our retreat room or guest room is out of there. So we have a cook-free kitchen there.
No cooking
So
in this house.
no cooking, and we have a shower filter that filters out not only all the junk that it filters out, but also the fluoride. So we have a soaking tub and all
That's
there
so awesome.
to enjoy. And I was thinking, 2 weeks, people stay here for 2 weeks to get things going and learning
That's
and enjoying the sun, because it's the weather throughout the year. You can enjoy being outside, now, because it's hot and humid. You don't stay outside for long. I mean, it's 90 degrees now, but oh my gosh, when you get into the fall, the winter time, it's amazing.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I think everybody should take you up on that offer.
Yeah, it would be nice. So we'll see how that goes. I only have to make sure
Absolutely.
that people don't think, okay, I like it here, I'm gonna stay.
Yep, I'm a staying. I think eventually our plan is we are going to end up in Florida or somewhere down there. I don't know what our plan's going to be, but we'll see where life takes us. That's kind of where we are. Yep.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Florida is not the worst place. I was like, this is not my forever home where I live now. I would love to be in the mountains. And I keep
Mm-hmm.
thinking about anywhere somewhere in the Carolinas, and with a big piece of land, and not too cold, because of course I want to have my fruit farm.
Mm-hmm.
But and maybe it will be just further up north and even near the coast. But Florida, no mountains. And coming from the
Yeah.
Netherlands, everything flat. I am just so, oh my gosh. If I see mountains, I feel so different.
Mm-hmm. The mountains are
There
definitely
is something
spiritual.
with that. Yeah, mountains and forests. There is
Yep.
something with that. Yeah. Blue Ridge
That's awesome.
Parkway, we traveled that, and I feel in every cell of my body, it's like there's kind of a healing feeling between those trees.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
There really is. There really is. Oh, man.
Okay, but it looks like we don't have any questions anymore,
Mhm.
and we are past the hour. So I want to thank
Absolutely.
everybody who was here. And
Yes.
people who are listening and were not here live, we love you too. We love everybody who is open to learn more and can
And
handle our informal chat.
oh, yeah. Absolutely. We love these conversations and we love learning from you all too. And I mean, even these questions too about even just discussing about like what we do when we pass, like how do we bury each other and whatnot. I mean, that's something else too that we're going to look into and start learning about. And so that's how we all learn off each other. We kind of spring off each other, and that's what we love. So thank you all
And
very much.
yeah, and if anyone wants that PDF with the mind and emotions, their effect upon cells, then please do send me an email and I send it to you, because I have it as a PDF file.
Absolutely.
Because
I'd
it is,
appreciate it if you sent it to me. I'd love it.
yeah, I will, because this is something that I mean, when it comes to it, it has a big graphic, but when it comes to it, it's only 2 pages, and it is actually pretty good to share with people.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's awesome.
yeah, make them think. It's like, and wanting to know more.
Mm-hmm. Put
So
it out there for him. Rose
yeah,
says that she has a neighbor that will not massage um, certain people for recognizing the stagnated lymph. That's good. That's a proper massage therapist.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Katie, we're grateful for you and everyone on the chat as well, and even the people that tune in later to listen. We're grateful for you all, and thank you all so much for joining us on this journey.
I have to get into something that Rose said. I'm sorry. So it's going to be a minute more. That the lady who was doing the massages says you do not massage the actual lymph nodes. I heard Dr. Morse says, I have to learn more about that, Rose. I've heard Dr. Morse says gently, you can gently massage your lymph nodes when they are hurting, and the emphasis was on gently. So,
And I do not know enough to even chime in on that. So
yeah, well, it is important because I have in my eyes you can see a lymph rosary. That means stagnated lymph, and I do have sometimes hardened lymph nodes. And but I'm pretty good at as in ignoring these things, and it like all go away.
Eventually go away.
Yeah, eventually it goes away until it becomes worse. Then it's like, oh, okay, I didn't listen. But then again, when you do everything with your diet and you have some assistance from the herbal formulas and you live a happy and loving life, that this is just it. And it may take longer for one person than it may for the other person. So
we just don't know where we are in our healing journey, but just keep the faith and
it doesn't matter. We cannot put a time frame on it. This is just what we do. This is just our life. This is how we are supposed to live our life. So there is no worry about how long it will take. But that's how I see it, in my opinion.
Just stay the path.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for being here. Until the next time, look forward to it again.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.